Today I'm gonna show you how to make a realistic rock by just using these objects, and this perhaps you don't see it really well, this one right there. And it will look like this at the end, and there is much air like to the top. You can still add so much stuff like crystals and that, but I may do that in a different tutorial. So let's get into it. The first thing what you want to do is use these objects right there. You can find these objects in the square tab right there. By just, I have it like this right now. You can change it by just going to the settings menu and then buttons per row 12, button per rows 3, you know. Just put it like that and you have it like me. And then you scroll until you find this object right there. This tiny object right there is this object right there when you look closely. And you also need these rock objects right after it. Only this one. This one is optional. You can use any of these, but I recommend using this one. This object right there. This stone. And yeah, you can use any of these rock objects, but I use this a lot. Or you just use a different one. This one. It's when you scroll back. But I'm gonna show you with this one, because then it's gonna look like this. But I also like to use these objects if you want to. Like, there's no problem. Either you use this or this. Enough of yapping. Okay, let's get back into building. So the first what you want to do is copy this. Like, you don't need to set it up like that. I'm just have it there to show it. But take this object and take this object like a stone. I would recommend using free move and rotate enable. So you just set it up like this, but we can make a kind of a structure like this, maybe make this a bit bigger. What I also like to do sometimes is copy this, like one of the edges, and then rotate it and set it inwards, so there is like a boulder going like inwards for some like texture on top of it, you know, something like this at the end. Then what you want to do, set like any layer what is free. Let's just say we take B1 or like B2. B2 is right, and set this on C order 1. C order is basically the layer, but it is more specific, so you can set layers inside of a layer. But if it doesn't work, there are priorities right there. I hate it because I just hate priorities. Dropfall, please fix that. But this one is priority 0. And when you go, for example, in this hexagon tab, all these objects have a they have a priority that is so weird. Like, for an example, take this object, this cloud object, priority 8. So we have it on B2 and set it also on 1, but you see it goes behind the object. See, it goes behind. So you need to set a whole layer up. That's so messed up, but that's only a side fact if you're wondering when you want to use different objects. So get back to this. So we have it now set up as B2 and 1. I would recommend going on a free layer. For me, it's gonna be 1. And layering, if you don't know what it does, you can go there and you cannot select it, but when you go on the layer, you can select it again. Then what we're gonna use is this object. I mean, you don't need to use this. I already explained you can also use the other one, but I use this now. You also set it on B2, but you set it like on -1. And then, like, I just like to make it big, very big, and because it's just rough texture. You don't even need to make it look aligned. Just like this, then it's already fine. It is layered now, and you can set this on like another free layer, like 2. What you want to do now is go there, create a really dark color. I like to use a really dark gray. Like you see, it's not black, it's but just a really dark gray. A really dark gray is all like you should always use really dark colors because when you add the highlights, the color is gonna pop out more. The colors look way more like intense when you have a darker color as your base. So let's just use a dark gray for both of them, the same color. You don't even need to make another one. And then it should look something like this. You see? Then what you're gonna do, we use this object now. You know this tiny thing? Copy that and go on a different layer. Scale it up a bit, something like this too. And have it on depends on how your surroundings look. But I just use a slight blue on blending, make sure blending is enabled. And have it a low opacity. You need to set this one layer higher because it's not because of priorities, it's just because it's blending and it just works like that. I cannot explain why it is like that, maybe some other people can. Basically you want to work around the edges, like the light hits from a specific angle, like that's like some advanced lighting technique. Many art creators use it as a lighting technique. I personally use it a lot. You may know the creator Kuluk. He uses this object also a lot. So, I mean, you can also use different objects. You don't even need to use it. I mean, it's just optional, but it just makes it look way more realistic. But only don't do it on every side because the light is like only hitting from one side, like right now. If you have like a light from really behind, so you should just do it around there, but make the inside more dark if the surroundings are everywhere bright, but it just can't reach through there. But I'm just gonna have like, imagine there's a moonlight source and it just shines on it. And then you take this object and just scale it up like the maximum. Maybe just use the warp tool and just make it even bigger, like something like this. And you just set the brightness a bit down in the HSV. So you see you have these three colors, you just press on this once. Don't do anything there because you're gonna mess up the whole color if you do that. You press one more time on the HSV and then lower just the brightness and then it's alright. Then you're just gonna work around there a bit more. Just so you have like a slight touch of a fading inside of the color. Now it looks like this. Basically what you want to do now, you want to have like dark spots because we added highlights right now, but we want to make it dark also. So we're just gonna set like B2 and like high, like something like 3 or something, and make it black. So we have like a black here. Gonna work around this. Don't spam too much dark. Maybe also add a little like low opacity darkness. We zoom onto it, you just see like you can spam low opacity darkness a bit more. And that's how it should look like. There's also like one final touch you could add, and that would be adding one more globe, one layer higher, and make it like a slight like blue, if it's like a blue background, if you like. My colors are optional. You don't need to use my colors that I used. Let's make it a bit more desaturated and less bright. So you can add like a little shine on it. Yeah, and that's how stone should look like. You see that? And then you can add some crystals in that. But basically that's all. That's not much to like know. If you didn't understand anything, ask me in the comments. Or you can just rewind the video and watch it again step by step. I basically watched many people building their levels. I never saw an actual design tutorial. So here's mine. Hope you enjoyed and hope you see you in the next one.